Hey, how's it going everybody? It's me, Scott from One Last Hand. We are opening something new today. This is 11. This is the Gamefound backed crowdfunding version of the game. It's been around for a little while. I think it's got some flaws, but I'm a big football fan. I've got Super Club, which doesn't quite scratch the itch. And I saw this and realised they had a solo campaign, and I thought we'd pick it up. I managed to get it for, I wouldn't say relatively cheap. I'm not sure it's that cheap, but to have the Kickstarter stretch goals and stuff, which come in this package and some are in the main box. We'll have a look at those in a bit, and we'll open each one of these in turn. I'll put a cut in between each one, clear up and do that. My biggest concern with all of this is A, the rulebook isn't very good apparently, and B, there's no real insert in here. So getting this back into the box in some kind of format is going to be a bit of a struggle. But we'll take a look at everything. 11, obviously a football game. I have opened this main box because I just wanted to see what kind of mess there was in the box, and it doesn't look too bad. Although I didn't manage to get everything back in as is. Let's have a little look on the other side of this box, shall we? Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Football is great because you always have another opportunity to change history. Ronaldo Luis Nazário de Lima, Ronaldo being Brazilian Ronaldo. The club needs to win. That's why they hired you. Send your scouts to hire new talent, train them and unleash their potential, and turn them into shining stars, adored by thousands. But do not forget about all the others who work hard for the team. Every single day, doctors, trainers, stewards and analysts build your office and manage your staff for additional actions. Expand the stadium, use the various abilities of directors and develop tactics to surprise your opponents. 11 is a thematic Euro game for 1 to 4 players. Challenge yourself with 6 thematic scenarios in an engaging solo mode, or invite your friends to compete as football managers running their own clubs to become league champions. Now I think the multiplayer version of this game is very kind of solitary in how you would play it. It's, you're not all kind of, although you're competing, I don't know if you compete against each other from what I can tell. So I'm not sure it's ideally suited to multiplayer, which is a shame because there's an awful lot of components in this game. Right, let's have a little look. So I've kind of tipped this out, how to look at this and then put this back in. So this isn't quite how it comes, just so you're aware. But we've got a few things. This one here is a stadium board, as you can see. You'll notice that it's recessed. You're going to be able to upgrade your stadium with various things. You can get stands, you can get additional sort of areas in the stadium, and there are multiple of these different stadiums for different players. So you can pick the one you like. Obviously, some of them look like they've got some branding on. There's another one. But there is a stadium expansion. Who knows what that brings to the table. We've also got player boards, again, recessed down here, so you're going to be tracking your resources and your income, etc. down here. And this little board along the top is what denotes what action you can take. You're going to have a board meeting on a Monday, then you're going to have free action days, then you're going to have a football match day, and that's that. So we've got 4 of those, as you can see, all identical. I'll tuck these over here. I've got no idea what this is. What have we got next? We have, this is quite interesting. So this is the team map, the sort of your layout of your team and the match day mat. If we just zoom in a little bit, you may notice that this, you may not notice, is felt. So this is one of the Kickstarter backer things. I'm assuming underneath this is a normal printed pitch, but they've kind of stuck on this felt. The way the game works is you're going to have an attack section, a midfield section, a defense section, and then the left wing and the right wing. You're going to turn over your opponent's card. That's going to have their formation of players on, and you're going to sort of tally up your amount of points versus their amount of points, and each area or quadrant of the pitch where you outperform them, you score a goal, and vice versa, they score a goal. So we've got 4 of these player boards, all with little felt things stuck to them. That's that, so we'll tuck those to the side. Now we have the rulebook. The rulebook is 31 pages. I've heard rumours it's not very good. That is backed up by the fact that there's an over 20-page Word document of frequently asked questions on Board Game Geek. So if you want to laugh, the Teach Ourselves 11 is going to be hilarious on the Patreon. Right, what else have we got? I'm just going to tip this up a little bit because it's difficult to get these out. Okay, we've got tokens. Let me see if I can whiz through some of these tokens and explain what some of them are. So we have the clubs that you'll be playing as or against. We have injury markers. We've got some sort of more club markers here. We've got suspension markers here. These are sort of reminders that you need to take an action. These are if you've got extra money that don't cover these. I'm not sure what these are. I'm not really sure. And then over here, this is if you increase your strength or decrease your strength. And down here is victory points. So that's that one. These things I've not seen before. No idea what these little blue ones do. Over here, again, not 100% sure what this does. Down here, we've got the increases, improvements to the stands and the stadium. And then over here, we've got some more things that I don't really know what they do. These are bonus tokens for some things, production areas and stuff. So obviously, as you're going to be upgrading your club, we then have the advanced rules and Gamefound leaflet. So let me just zoom out again. This looks interesting. League matches against other players, components. Okay, so there's some details about those things. It's telling us all the stuff that were added to the Kickstarter or the crowdfunding. Oh, they've added betting to this game from there as well, and then winter break stuff and selling players. And so interestingly, the there's a separate section of the rulebook for the Gamefound things. I'm not sure if it's Gamefound or Kickstarter. It must be Gamefound. It says it on the front. Then we've got the scenarios. So I think these will be solo scenarios. I think. Let's just have a little look. Surviving the third division, scenario 1. We've got rivalry, scenario 2, and this is going to tell you how to set up the individual sort of scenarios that you're going to be playing. And again, remember there is a solo expansion, so I suspect it's going to have some more of these in, but hopefully it's maybe streamlining some of the rules and some of those bits and pieces. Okay. Sorry about that. Right, cards. We have some cards. Let's dive into these and have a little look. I'll do my best to explain what they are as we go. There'll be some I don't know. I've seen bits and pieces of the game played. That's why I kind of backed it. We have these cards here. I'll just switch over to this camera. Let me move the rules and stuff out of the way. And I'll put these in front of you as we go. So here we go. We have these cards. These cards here are the board meeting cards. So you can see here, they've got a yellow, a blue and red section on. You're going to roll some dice and your directors are all going to have different colours associated to numbers of that die. And then that works as a vote. And you have to take the action once that's done. There's quite a few of those cards just there. So that's the director's cards. What have we got next? We have all of these, which are scouting report cards for your opposition. So you can see here, this team's glory days are over, but thanks to the wealthy sponsors, they play higher. They still play in higher leagues. We must cover the central forward. They usually score a lot of goals, and then it tells you what formation they think they're going to play. And there's multiple for each team. So you can see there's 4 for this team. So it avoids a bit of repetition, knowing how the team is playing and being able to counter that by doing the same thing every time. What have we got next? We've got these, which I think are objective cards. So you can see here, talent school. This one says, we aren't world class, we need to sell now before he goes on a free. That's particularly painful as I'm a Liverpool fan. If you sell a trained player worth 4 power, who's a striker, you would complete the objective, get 2 victory points. If you do it perfectly, sell a trained 4-star youngster, you get that as well. So there you go. That's the objective cards, adding a bit of, and there's quite a few of those as well, as you can see, adding a bit of variety to that. And then we've got these, which are the director cards. So you can see all of these here. various directors. I think some of the expansions will also include some. And this is what I was saying about those numbers. So if you roll a die, you get 1 or 2, it's yellow. 3 or 4, it's blue. 5 or 6, it's red. Whereas this one's more directed towards blue. This one's more directed towards red, etc. So wherever you get a majority, and you end up generally with 3 directors, I think. So that's going to be that. That's all of those cards. Let's jump back over here. We have, I'm not going to take these all out of the bags, but I am going to zoom in and let you see these a little bit. In fact, let's do this over here. So you can see these are tracker tokens. They go in the player board slots over here, just keeping track of where you are. So the green ones are kind of operations. The blue ones are a little muscly. Arm is fitness. The red are fans, and the yellows are money. So that's tracking 4 players stuff. But then, because this is the Gamefound edition, we've got little wooden tokens rather than cardboard tokens. So that's quite nice. We've got money, little euros. They're quite cool. We've got the dice. So there's also in here a red, a blue, and a green die. That's how you're going to determine how many points each team in the same league as you got at the end of a week. We've got the little fan tokens. Then we've got some cubes. I think these are just for tracking various effects. We've got these. I'm not sure what these are for. These little things with little markers on here. This one here is just to track the day. So at the top of this board where we had Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, this little blue thing is going to slide along there, tracking the time. Another Gamefound thing was this little trophy. So whoever wins gets this lovely little trophy. I mean, it's, you know, it's a trophy. What else have we got? We've got these. So this is how you're tracking your players. So these are going to go on your game board here, and you're going to lay them out in the formation you're playing. So your shirts will match a player's number. They've got a little shield on them, or a ball on them, depending if they're a striker or a defender as such, or they're a goal scorer or a defender. We've got some more things. We've got this, which is the first player marker. Again, I think this was a Gamefound thing. Yeah, nice little whistle if you like, that sort of thing. And then finally for markers, we've got these, which are the strength markers and tokens. So you're going to have those as you go. We've got some more cards. Don't panic, everybody. There's more cards, you'll be pleased to know. We have, what have we got here? We've got some sponsor cards. So these are quite nice. So you can see here on the back, they've got some actual sponsors. You know, some of them you will know. So you can see those there. And on the front, what they're saying is, if you just take their immediate effect, you get 5 coins. If you take up a slot on your stadium as an ad board, you get 3 coins and an increase to your fans sort of as a whole. And then if you put them on your shirt, you get these ones. And you get to do this. When you're taking this one, you get a choice as far as I'm aware. You can either do these 2 things or this action at the bottom here. And obviously lots of different sponsors there. Not as many as maybe there should be, but there you go, that's them. We then have these, more board meeting cards. I'm guessing these were kind of Kickstarter ones or crowdfunding ones. We've got some more directors. So I wonder if these must be the backing exclusive ones. We've got some more directors here. Dr. Morris, obviously. We've got some more objective cards just here. So we'll tuck those on there. We've got some more different play or team cards for tracking their opposition. We've got some more staff cards. We haven't seen any staff cards yet, so I'm just going to keep these to the side. And then we've got these transfer cards, which I think is like a Gamefound exclusive option you can play with. Let's open these next set of cards. So I'll just do this. There's another big old chunk of these cards. Let's open this. I failed in my opening of this. I'm just going to throw it out there. Oh man. Comes to something when they've got the little strip to grab hold of and you still can't open things. Right, what else have we got? So we have, I'll jump back over to cards so you can see these. There's something special going on in here. We've got some people turned round. And, oh, these are double-sided. These might be starting ones, maybe. Is that all of them? So these are the staff cards. So we've looked at every other card almost. So you can see there's a steward. They have a bonus, they have a cost, and they have some victory points assigned to them. If you get multiple people in the same class, this little orange banner, you'll get victory points for how many you've got. So you can see there's stewards, there's scouts, there's agents, there's doctors, there's trainers, there's all sorts of stuff in here. And that takes us back to this. So these were the exclusives. You can see here we've got some mascots, some former star players. We've got the loan manager, video analysis, the ultras, and so on and so forth. So that's the staff cards. Also in there are these first trainer cards. I think these are the ones you have to start the game with. You have to start with one of them. We have some more teams and how they play, as you can see here. So this is kind of their scouting report cards as well. So we'll put them on top. What's next? Now we have just kind of the generic sponsors. So the generated names for sponsors. I don't think these have got anything we'll know in. I don't think any of these are special. Cat Food Imperium, I don't know if that's a thing. Nice. Okay. So loads of those there as well. So there's quite a lot of them, and I suspect in the expansions we're going to get some. We have a little scoring pad. There you go. There's that. We have, what are these? So these look like they're. I'll have to zoom in a little bit. These look like they're player action boards. Again, I'm not sure these are the most helpful to begin with. Some text might not have gone amiss. You know, a player aid type thing rather than here's just a load of pictures. So that might be an interesting one to see how that plays out. We have these. So this is the league table. You start on 0 points. You might get 3 points if you win, 1 point if you draw. And as you roll those coloured dice, that's going to move people up the table. There is an expansion to this, so you can have a longer league with more options in. So that's those. We'll tuck those over here somewhere. And then we've got two things last. We've got this, which is a dice tray, which was a Gamefound exclusive. I'm going to be honest. Let me find the dice. I'm going to get the feeling that this is going to be a little bit too loud to use. Let's grab a couple of die. I mean, it's pretty loud, right? Might be a little bit too loud to use. Would have been nice if they'd used some of that green felt, at least in the bottom, to dampen it a little bit, but there you go. That's a exclusive stadium. And then the last cards are the player cards, as far as I'm aware. So we're going to have youngsters, we're going to have veterans, we're going to have standard players in there. Let's have a little look at those. So let's jump back over here. Okay, so what have we got? We have these here, which are basic formation cards. So as you go through, you're going to unlock some of these to be able to choose your formation where you put people. We have youngster cards, and I think this is probably one of the most exciting bits of the game, is you have these youngster cards and they're just generic, right? This is a 1 power defender who plays in the defense, whereas you might have a 1 power defender who plays in midfield. You know, that shield is telling you what they do, right? But once you upgrade these, once you train them, you flip them over and they become better players in theory. So this one has got a little keyword down here, but some will have actions that they can use as well. So really like that mechanic. I think that's going to be really interesting. We then have veterans. I think these are, I've spilled all of those cards. So these are veterans. So you can see here, this is the upgraded side, but down here, well, downgraded side. So you can see this one starts as a 3. If we flip it over, it goes down to a 0. And I don't know, after the match you do that. So you might do that. So you roll on a table, I think, and they might get considerably worse as the playthrough goes on. So that's pretty cool. And then we've got, what have we got here? I've got a mess is what I've got. These are just standard players. So they're going to have a different level on them. You can see 1, 3, 4, 1, etc., etc. These are going to be kind of players that you can buy as the season goes on, but each scenario is going to tell you to remove certain groups of these players, as far as I'm aware. You know what? That is everything in the main box. It's a right mess here. I'm going to try and get this stuff back in and then we'll jump over to likely the unexpected events thing. I don't know what I'm able to put in the base game and just put together. I'm going to hope I can put everything in, because having to sort out grab these events, don't do these events. I think there's some that you can only do in solo, but we're going to look at the unexpected events. Then we'll look at stadiums. Then we'll look at the International Cup. Next we've got the solo campaign, which is the heaviest one of the lot, and then we're going to look at the International Players expansion, which obviously is going to add some more players. And then finally we'll open this mystery box. I'll be back once we've cleared this up. Okay, welcome back. We're opening unexpected events. So this is an expansion. Let's just see if it's got anything interesting on the back. Whatever happens, there's always things you could have done better. You score 2 goals and you usually feel you could have scored a third. That's what makes you progress in life. Eric Cantona. This expansion introduces two new mechanics. Each match you must face different events and resolve them according to your player tags. You will have to think twice whether you want to hire a glass knees or a perfect header. The second new mechanic is reputation, which you may gain when resolving board meetings and unexpected events. Reputation gives you stronger abilities, but are easy to lose. Interesting. I don't know how and if they are played into the solo game. I'm guessing you can add pretty much whatever you want, right? So we've got a little board here. Now, interestingly, I think we had one of these boards in the thing. I'm not 100% sure. I think I saw one. This is like a plasticky thing, whereas a light cardstock, whereas the other one's a little bit thicker. I think I saw one. Okay, we've got some events here from looks things, and it looks like maybe some board meeting stuff, which it said. So let's dive in. Let's come back over here and we'll have a little look. We have these are red cards on the back, very exciting. These are the events. So even your opponents said that they were a little bit biased. Okay. One of our players got hit by a flare. Potential 1 injury on any players with glass knees. It appeared fans have celebrated the birthday of the perfect catcher. If you have a perfect catcher, game 1, I'm guessing that's reputation. Fans were amazed by the play of the penalty killer. Place one lowering power, this is, on any of your penalty killer players. Okay. So that's those. We'll tuck those out of the way over here. It's interesting to see if we get any more of any of those things anywhere else. And then we've got some more board decisions, raising prices, outdated equipment, all of those things. So that's those. We've got some tokens. I'm not sure what these are. Well, they're obviously used in connection with this board, I'm guessing, but I don't know how or why they come into effect. So that's those. We'll tuck them to the side. And then there's a little rule book here, which is telling you how these things work. Okay, we'll tuck that over here, and I'm going to I'm hoping I can get rid of these boxes and we can get everything back into the box. I'm going to print out. There are some good 3D printed inserts, so we'll get one of those printed so we can store this. One of my biggest things with board games is I want to make my board games as easy to set up and put away as possible, to encourage more play. We have a fairly restricted time when the group can get together, and I don't want the tear up and put down of a game to be the reason we don't play it. Fair enough if people don't want to play it because they're not into it, but I don't want it to be the be all and end all of why people play games. This is the stadium expansion. Sorry, I skipped right ahead. Every coach, when starting work at a new club, hopes to stay for many, many years because it means they are working very well. You have the possibility to improve your players, to improve your team and grow together. Antonio Conte. Gain new sponsors, hire new staff, and create a unique stadium for your club. Face 25 new board meeting cards, build 24 new stadium infrastructure tokens, and fulfill 5 new objectives. Discover new possibilities and challenges to impress fans and find new ways for success. Where did I put that one? We'll throw that over there. Okay, we've got this board, which looks like it's the extra stadium thing. So you can see here, there's a few. VIP stand, premium grass, women's training center, You cannot decrease your fans below 3. Family friendly stand. Very nice. Okay, so that's those. That's pretty cool. I like that. Just having additional things to change. Here's the rules. Only 2 pages in this one. I'm guessing the mechanics for these are already in the game, so you don't need to worry too much about those. And then we've got some more cards. What have we got today in here? Okay. So, what have we got? We have some more board meeting cards. New fan idea, women's team. Lots of these. Okay, that's quite nice. Again, I'm guessing you can only play these if you put in the stadium expansions, because I suspect one of them is going to be get that women's upgrade to your stadium. Build a commentary box for free. These are sponsorship cards, so you can see here. There are all those. They can go over here. We've then got some new foundation manager, groundskeeper, tour guide, dietitian, cheerleaders, concierge. Okay, I haven't been to any of those football stadiums. Right, where do these go? These go over here. I'm just going to put them all together and then we'll deal with it if we have to. And then we've got these more objectives. Have 3 unique infrastructure tokens in your stadium, for example. I'm going to put them all together. I think we'll just deal with it as and when we come to it. I think they've got a stadium identification thing on the bottom. Yeah, they've got different things on the bottom to identify them if we have to take them out. But okay, that's that. We're on to the International Cup. Look at the mess unboxing things make. Drives me mad. Right, okay, let's get into this one. Okay, what have we got in International Cup? I don't think this is an International Cup. I think this is a European competition format, or I think it's a competitions for clubs, not competitions for countries. No one remember. This is Roy Keane. No one remembers the losers. You've got to get your hands on that trophy. Play in a single elimination tournament against 14 international opponents and other players. Make your glorious way to the great finale. Use your opponent's cards and board meeting cards to discover different styles of play. Try to find a difficult balance between playing cup and league matches. Face new opponents in the International Cup and become famous all world round. Okay. What have we got on this one? We have some rules. Okay. We have some more tokens for teams, it looks like. These look like the international ones with a little banner at the bottom. We have a little board for tracking a competition. So there you go, you can see that. What else have we got? Got some cards I can't get into. Here we go. We're in. We're in. So we have some new teams. Sparta, Santos, Magyar, Real. So obviously a load of new teams that you're going to play away. And if we flip them over, I don't know if I've shown you any of these. If we flip them over, this is how the teams line up. So this is what your board is going to go up against. So really, when we're looking at this, what you can see is their attacker has a 4-power attacker on the left, a 1 defensive attacker, and a 1 defensive attacker on the right, and then a midfielder worth 2 power. And then they've got some defenders who are shooting. If you've got a shot person going up a block, if your strength is higher and then it gets past, then they've got a goalkeeper who has some power as well. So that's those. There's quite a lot of those. We'll tuck those out of the way. And we'll keep those separate because they are. And then we've got final opponent. So these are people we're going to play in the final. I'll just flip them over very quickly, but you can see there must be special cards if you get to the final. And then, guess what? We've got some new director things. Tropical disease, fans abroad, ticket prices, and jet lag. Love that. Okay, that's that done. Next, we have the solo campaign. Okay, let's dive into this one. Okay. Oh, I didn't even show you the rules for the international one. Hold on, I've got a problem. Come on. There we go. Didn't even show you the rules. Let's just quickly flick through this. There's not a great deal to it, I don't think. Interesting to see how they all fit together, actually. Okay. Let's have a look on the back of this one. As a player, it's easy. You only think of yourself. The coach has to think of everything. Diego Simeone. Okay, surprising there wasn't any swear words or anything in there. This expansion features 14 new solo scenarios tied together by an overarching story. Play a series of games throughout several seasons with the goal of winning the big league. Use the unique strengths and weaknesses of each club and prove your talents. Okay, sounds interesting. So we have the rulebook, and on this rulebook we just have the scenario sheets, moving to another club, staying at a club, all of those things, end your career, components from outside this expansion. Okay, we have scenario cards. Let's just open these and have a little look, because we've got some from earlier. So we're here to stay. These ones are folded up. Look at these. So there's maybe even more detail on here. Season 1, Brickton Football Club, Division 3. This is Season 2. And you can see here there's certain objectives that you're going to be marking off on this board. Play 2 games with a sold-out stadium, train 3 youngsters. This is, I think all this does really, I don't think you'll be able to see this, let me zoom in. All this really does is this little table here is how you're doing with victory points. So, you know, this is going to do it, but it's going to say, if you get here, stay for Season 2. If you go here, you get to transfer to Middleham. If you go here, you get to transfer to Dafton, and then that will likely mean the next scenario is easier or harder, or whatever the case may be. Maybe there isn't a next scenario because you don't manage to get through there. Next, we've got some cards. Let me just open them, and I'll show you what we've got. Okay, shock horror. We have some board events. What are the chances? You can see there's some new ones. These ones specific to a team. These ones obviously sort of generic from there. Perfect. Okay, tuck them on top. We've got some new directors. Hold on. Rosie Sutton and Rose Sutton. No, they're both Rose Sutton. Why are there 2 of the same one? Are they twins and they couldn't think of a new name? Oh no, hold on, there's another one. Oh, these ones are specific to a team. Look. Okay, and then we've got generics. Okay, tuck these over here. We've got some of these, I don't know what these are. The club isn't successful enough. These look like objective cards, but not the standard objective cards. Interesting. We've got these, which are the same things, but I'm guessing these are sort of playing against a rival or something. These are slightly different. The match was incredibly hard. Swedish forwards were shooting like crazy. Trained, so these are things obviously that go through, and they've got a particular team on at the top, so that'll be interesting to see how they come into it. And then we've got these kind of objective things, it looks like, but they're different on the back. Second Division Cup, etc. And then these objective ones. So interesting. I'm going to keep those separate, I think. And then we've got the rules. Let's just switch over to this so you can see the rules over here. Little bit of stuff in here, but nothing too major. There is a score sheet on the back, so you might want to print that out rather than writing on that. That leads us to this box here. This is the international players. I think we know what's going to be in here. These boxes are huge in relation to what's inside them. If there's just cards in here, surely we could have put them on. Surely we could have put them in a smaller box. Right, what have we got? Oh no, we got a board again. Okay, so we have some players, obviously, as you would expect. We've got some little aeroplane tokens. I'm guessing this is playing into like the jet lag and stuff. And then we've got a tiny instruction book for this one, just the 2 pages in the back. So production, hiring, selling, all of those things. We'll figure that out as we get to it. And then we've got some players. Here we go. We'll have a look at these. Okay, we have, these look like the standard players. So if you upgrade these, they go from there. They've all got nations on them, interestingly. So it looks like they're all relative to a particular nation. It'll be interesting to know how the international mechanic. I'm guessing we can just add these to the players though. Nice to have a collection of different players as well. Then we have some Tic-a-Taca, obviously. We're all going to be playing that. Gegenpress. We've got this one. Kick and Rush. Why is this from England? Come on. Dutch Total Football. Why do we get Kick and Rush? Surely things have changed a little bit. These are sort of tactic cards. I'm guessing they go with these tactic cards. I'm going to put these together. I don't know if it matters. That is everything in all of the boxes apart from this one. I don't think there's anything particularly exciting in here because most of the Gamefound stuff was in the core box, you know, those wooden tokens, those sort of things. That lovely trophy. So I suspect these are kind of additional things that they couldn't fit in the box. What have we got? We have some more tokens. Okay, so we've got wooden airplane tokens instead of the cardboard ones. We've got some tracker tokens that look like little shields. Oh, interesting. There's some stickers here, so I'm guessing we stick these on so we don't have to use the cardboard ones. But these are all internationals from the looks of things, so be interesting to see how they fit together. Well, I know how they fit together. You stick them on. This is. I was going to say I thought I saw this in the board, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I've got 3 of these. I don't know. This is the tracker that we saw for the events and stuff. I think it was. And then here we go. We've got a cardboard version of this as well. So just kind of making things more premium, I guess, which is nice. It's nice to have, right? I think the double-sided is exactly the same. It's nice to have these things, but there you go. There's a cardboard one and a cardboard one, but a better cardboard one. That is everything you'll be pleased to know in 11. But I'm looking forward to getting to this table. One thing I didn't say, this is apparently 14 and plus. I don't think that's necessarily the case, although there's some decisions to make. 90-minute play and 1 to 4 players. I suspect 90 minutes will be wrong. And again, I'll try and get it to the table multiplayer and we'll figure out what people think about the multiplayer and I'll give you an update on it. But here you go. That is 11. We're going to get this to the table sometime soon. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. It really helps. Leave me a comment if you've been playing this. Let me know your thoughts. You can get this at Portal Games website if you're looking to pick it up. I managed to pick this up off eBay, and as I say, I was kind of suckered in a little bit because it was the board, the Gamefound version, and it wasn't a huge amount more expensive than if I bought all of the expansions and this separately. So I picked it up. If you want to support the channel, please go and check out Patreon. We upload unique content there. There's videos about us teaching ourselves. One of the videos will be us trying to learn this game, which should be interesting. And then we'll get some videos up on the channel of us playing. I'm hoping to be able to start live streaming soon. And if I can, then we'll get into this as well. Anything you do support on Patreon goes back into the channel, buying new games, improving equipment, improving sound, all of those things. Really means a huge amount. If you enjoy this stuff, then subscribe. That's the best way of supporting the channel overall. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. Thank you.